What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to a divine message. Let's see what's going on. Does anything want to come through? Ace of Wands. Intuitive gifts. New passions. New realms, new heavens, new life, new inspiration, new visions, new passion. Okay. This new passion could be completely new, completely evolved. It could be all realms combined. I feel with this new passion, you're not separating from the physical. The physical is one with the spiritual. But you're being given like a new wand. Queen of Swords. So maybe you were working with an old wand, or you were working with no wand. You were just working off your mind. And I feel you've been on a journey to unlock this wand. To unlock this intuition, unlock this way of being, this way of expressing yourself. This way of being magical, where everything you do is magic, everything you do is a miracle, everything you do is synchronistic. And you're combining this new energy, this knowing, that you're miraculous, that you're divine, that you transcend the physical. Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. So there is a Knight of Wands in reverse. It could have been your energy, but there is definitely someone external to you who's reflecting it back at you. This could have been a thief. Could have been a fire sign. They had no intentions of being good. They actually had no intentions at all. This new wand of yours is your intention. It's a faith. It's a faith beyond thought. A faith beyond superstition, or a faith beyond fear. With this new wand, you're not fearful of your thoughts, whatever it may be. You're not fearful of your actions, whatever it may be. Okay, this is an awareness beyond thought, beyond judgment. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, and it aligns with the physical. It aligns with your abundance. Okay, but Spirit is pointing at the past. Spirit is pointing at this past version of you. And again, it could have been a friend that you had to cut off. You had to use... So this person was taking advantage of your analytical mind. They were soaking it dry. They were challenging you. They were challenging you in vain. They saw you as a Queen of Swords, as a mastermind, and they intentionally were going against you. They intentionally were like not understanding you. They were trying to upset you. They were like, hey, might as well take on this challenge, but they had no compassion for you. So you were cold. You had to be cold, and you cut them off. You cut this part of you off. You turned your back on it. You're like, if you want to be in the reverse, then I don't want anything to do with you. And your intuition was telling you to do this the whole time. It was the Ace of Wands was calling to you. The Ace of Wands, God, was saying, hey, you come this way. You choose the spiritual path. You're given this wand, and you could leave relying on your intellect. And the pentacle comes with it. Okay. So maybe there was like a part of you didn't want to admit when you were in this immature energy. There's a part of you that was like, that wanted to be rich. You wanted to be abundant. You wanted to make your own success. You wanted to be self-reliant. You wanted a flow of income coming from the divine. But you also wanted to remain intuitive. I feel like your mind was your enemy. You wanted to leave behind your mind. And you wanted to just flow. And Spirit is saying, and maybe that was why you were with this person. You were with this person because you were abandoning your mind. You were like, I don't need to think. I'll just flow, I'll just have fun. Doesn't matter. But Spirit is saying, actually your analytical mind is your best friend. And it's going to give you the abundance. So cutting this person off is really you saying, I'm going to have my analytical mind for myself and create abundance out of it. Instead of it being drained and being given to nothing. And Spirit was telling this immature side of you, maybe this other person, by separating you two, God was telling them that you need to learn from their intuition. Okay, so this young side of you, this Knight of Wands that was in the reverse, and God wants it flipped over. It was being used in an unhealthy way here. Your Knight of Wands self. You had to separate work from play. You have to see when it's useful to be analytical and when it's useful to be intuitive. And maybe you were trying to mix it all together. Yeah, you were trying to align all these elements together among the wrong crowd. So separation was needed. Separation was needed for all parties. So Spirit is saying your intention was never wrong. Your intention wasn't wrong to just be a flower, to be a genius flower. I feel like you wanted to be just like a spy. Someone who just flows and is a mastermind. The Spirit said, we have bigger plans for you than just being a spy. We need you to we need you to collect. We need you to collect. We need you to collect what's yours. We need you to connect to what's yours. We need you to know your role, because you have this God-given confidence. You have this God-given knowing, and it will only be empowered the more you know how powerful you are. And you find how powerful you are in books, in podcasts, on YouTube. Literally through other people's reflections, you find how powerful you are. Okay? And God didn't want you tied to anybody. God wanted you to learn from God. God wanted you to learn from everybody and not be tied to one perspective. So there was one person, there was one part of you that wanted to be tied to something, tied to somebody. Only receive and only give to them. And Spirit is saying that is a sweet goal. That is a sweet goal. But that person wasn't that person. That person didn't have that intention. That keep that intention, keep that goal in mind, keep the goal of wanting an infinite partner. But having that goal is a journey. It's a goal. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's still much to learn. So you picked it up. You picked it up that like, okay, this person is not aligning with my goal. They're actually in the way of it. They're actually the opposite of it. That my goal may never come. And that's fine. Like there's NBA players who never win a championship, and that's fine. But it's the journey that we're in love with. It's the empowering of ourself that we're in love with. The getting better. Because the Spirit is saying in order to achieve this goal to the highest degree, you could achieve it in a low degree. You could score in a low league. But to achieve it in the highest degree, you are in your complete power. You know exactly who you are. And God wants that for you. Okay, we have Aphrodite and 10 of Cups. Eternal love. So, you're being guided by whoever this is. You're getting visions of them. You see their face everywhere. You're being guided by Aphrodite. Y'all are seeing that you're in celebration mode right now, even if you don't know who this person is. That you already did the hard work. Your intention has always been pure. Your intention has always been aligned. You've always been in the dream story. But when you got rid of the things that you didn't like anymore, that's when you remembered. Okay? So getting rid of this stuff taught you detachment. Maybe you love this person. Maybe you had a lot of memories. but you still knew it had to be done. You still were cold, Nine of Swords. You were rightfully cold. You're not only hot. This could have hurt them. This could have hurt you. But that's part of the game. That's part of being the Queen of Swords. You're gonna hurt people. The Queen of Swords hurts people. Yeah, the Queen of Swords hurts people. They break hearts. The Queen of Swords breaks hearts, and she knows it. But she still stands in her power. She knows it's not her fault. It's just who she is. And they're gonna have to learn. They're gonna have to learn from her. Because it's very important for her to be on her throne. It's very important for her that she's aligned. Her abundance is very important to her. So she will do what has to be done. Okay, the Sun, Superman. The Hierophant. Four of Quills. Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah. You could be someone who thinks a lot, who just stays up at night contemplating. Spirit is saying that's very healthy. It's very healthy for you to just sit and do nothing, even if it feels shitty. Sitting and doing nothing is the elixir. So even though you might look like a mess, might feel like a mess, that is what fuels you. That is what allows you to get up in the morning and be the leader that you are. Okay. This same exact message came out like months ago. You dive deep into your deepest wounds at night. In the daytime, you're confident. In the daytime, you feel great. You're blessed. You're like, I'm glad. I'm glad I looked into those parts of me. Because when the sun's out, I feel amazing. I don't have to worry about all that. It's like at the night you clean yourself. You observe anything that's bothering you or could bother you. Okay, and you have a sense for the future. You have a sense for what will protect you in the future. You just naturally have that. And that's a gift that God needed you to look at and harness, because it's also a gift for others. You're able to see problems before they arise in your life and in others. And you're seeing that there's no difference between channeling yours and channeling others. Except that you know your channels and they don't know. They don't know their channels. So it's actually doing God work to let them know. Okay. Yo, I'm recording. Thanks. Okay, Ace of Cups. Tea and reading. Tea and reading. Let's look at the tea leaf. Lobster. Same cards as last time. Lobster. Financial pinch, reconciliation, pineapple. And caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming. Yeah. This financial pinch energy is done. It's gone. It's dead. You're transforming into a money-making legend. Someone is behaving stupidly. Turkey. Major challenge to overcome. Dealing's a relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. Keep your life in balance. Okay. So there may be opposing energies or energies that are guilting you about finances or putting stress on you about finances. The Spirit is saying they are behaving stupidly. They're putting pressure on you, and it's a major challenge to overcome. Spirit is saying this is not an easy challenge, and we give you credit for going through this. It's like you are innocently growing in abundance. Money or no money. Money is just a metaphor. You are growing in abundance innocently, purely. And it's a challenge to ignore these people putting pressure on you. It's like if there's pressure, then that's not you. If there's pressure about your abundance, that's not your abundance. Your abundance has zero pressure. Okay. So maybe this energy that's guilting you, maybe they're there for a reason. Maybe it's a voice. It's a voice of God that's supposed to be heard in order to keep your life in balance. Maybe they have a point, because life isn't all about money. And they're right about that. So learn to embrace these voices. A balance of ignoring and embracing. And maybe that's the major challenge. Can you listen to their voices? And keep yourself in balance. That these voices won't last forever. So Spirit is wanting you to listen. What voice is temporary? What voice has no real substance to it? And then what voice is yours? What voice is eternal? Okay? The voice that's eternal wants you to grow in abundance and be safe and be prosperous. But also grow. Grow as a being. Okay, I'll leave it there. I love you. God bless you.